Part 1 Extended perfect timing, as always. The hallway felt colder than it should have. I stood there longer than necessary after the door shut behind me, staring at the dull paint across from Alina's apartment, waiting for my breathing to slow down. It didn't. I told myself I was overreacting. That it was just an awkward moment stretched too thin by old memories and bad timing. Still, my hand hovered near my phone, thumb tapping the screen without opening anything. Behind the door, nothing moved. I finally forced myself to leave, but the echo of her words followed me all the way down the stairs. Timing has a way of repeating itself. I didn't sleep much that night. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw the way Elena had looked at me, not predatory, not inappropriate, but intent. As if she'd been waiting for something to click into place and had finally decided it had. Morning light crept through my curtains, pale and unconvincing. I checked my phone. No messages from my mom. No messages from Elena, which I told myself was a good thing, even though a small, traitorous part of me noticed the absence too clearly. At breakfast, my mom was unusually distracted, stirring her coffee long after the sugar had dissolved. Elena stopped by yesterday, she said casually. I froze mid-bite. She did. Yes. Said she missed me. She smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. She always says she worries about you. That's nice. She said you dropped something off. A charger, I said quickly. My mom nodded. She's always had a soft spot for you. I focused very hard on my toast. 2 days passed before I saw Elena again. This time, it wasn't planned. I was cutting through the neighborhood park, earbuds in, half lost in my thoughts, when I heard my name spoken clearly, no hesitation, no uncertainty. I turned. Elena stood near the benches, sunglasses pushed up into her hair, dressed casually in a way that somehow felt more dangerous than the confidence she'd worn at home. She smiled when she saw my expression. Relax, she said. I'm not locking any doors. That wasn't. I stopped myself. Hi. She tilted her head. You left in a hurry. I had somewhere to be. Of course you did. She fell into step beside me without asking. You always do when things get uncomfortable. That's not fair. No, she agreed softly. It's accurate. We walked in silence for a moment. The park was busy, kids shouting, dogs barking, life happening loudly around us, yet the space between us felt oddly insulated. I didn't mean to unsettle you, she said finally. But I won't pretend I didn't notice the change. What change? I asked. In you. She glanced at me. And in me. I stopped walking. She took one more step, then stopped too. This feels like a conversation we shouldn't be having, I said. Because of your mother? She asked. Yes. And because you're afraid you imagined things, she added. Or worse, because you didn't. I swallowed. Elena's voice softened. I'm not asking anything of you. I just wanted you to know I'm aware of the moment we're standing in. That's the problem, I said. I don't know what moment that is. She smiled faintly. Neither did I, at first. She stepped back, giving me space this time. Take care of yourself, she said. And don't overthink it. Then she walked away, which, somehow, made everything worse. That evening, I found myself outside her apartment again without fully remembering the walk there. I didn't knock. The door opened anyway. Elena looked surprised, but not shocked. So, she said, stepping aside, this time you chose the timing. I hesitated. Is my mom not here? I exhaled. I just need to clear something up. She nodded. Come in. She didn't lock the door this time. I noticed. She noticed that I noticed. We stood in the living room, neither of us sitting, the space between us carefully measured. I don't know what you think is happening, I began, but I don't want this to turn into something that hurts people. Elena's expression softened, not disappointed, not defensive. That's why I respect you, she said. You're thinking about consequences. Most people don't. Then maybe we should stop. Stopping is easy, she replied. Understanding is harder. She walked to the window, looking out at the city lights. Do you know how long I've been defined by my roles? Friend, support, safe presence. She turned back to me. No one ever asks what I want. The room felt smaller again. I'm not asking you to give me an answer tonight, she continued. I just wanted honesty. From both of us. I searched her face. There was no manipulation there. Just vulnerability, quiet and controlled. I don't hate that you noticed me, I admitted. That's the truth. Elena nodded slowly. That's enough. For now. She stepped aside, opening the door. You can leave, she said. Or you can stay for tea. Either choice is yours. I stood there, heart racing, aware that whatever I chose would shift something permanently. Outside, a car horn blared. Somewhere, a clock ticked forward. I looked at her, then at the open door, and realized the lock had never been the real barrier at all. Part 2, lines that were never drawn. I stayed, not because of courage, not because of desire, because leaving felt like pretending nothing had shifted, when everything already had. Elena filled the kettle in silence. The sound of running water felt too loud, like it might alert someone we weren't supposed to be alone. I stood near the door, hands in my pockets, reminding myself that the exit was still open. That I was here by choice. She placed 2 mugs on the counter, then paused. You're tense, she said without turning around. I'm trying to be careful. She glanced at me. Careful with what? With you. That earned a small, genuine smile. Good. I'd be insulted if you weren't. We sat across from each other at the small kitchen table. Steam rose between us, blurring her face just slightly, like my mind was trying to soften the edges of reality. This isn't a mistake yet, she said quietly. But it could become one. I nodded. That's what scares me. Elena traced the rim of her mug with her finger. Do you know what scares me? I waited. That I'll go back to pretending I don't feel things just because they're inconvenient. The word inconvenient landed harder than wrong would have. You were there when my dad left, I said suddenly. When my mom couldn't get out of bed. Her eyes didn't leave mine. I know. You helped raise me, I continued. Even if it wasn't official. I didn't raise you, she said gently. I supported you. There's a difference. Does it feel different to you now? I asked. She didn't answer immediately. When she did, her voice was steady but low. Yes. Something tightened in my chest. I hate that part of me doesn't hate that, I admitted. Elena leaned back, exhaling slowly. That makes 2 of us. Days passed after that night, but not cleanly. We didn't touch. We didn't text. We didn't explain anything to anyone. And yet, everything had changed. I noticed her absence more than her presence. When my mom mentioned her name casually, I felt it in my spine. When I passed her building, my pace slowed again, consciously this time. Then, one afternoon, my mom dropped the bomb. Elena's thinking of moving, she said, stirring soup on the stove. I froze. Moving where? Closer to work. Maybe out of the city. She shrugged. She didn't say why. I knew why. That night, I knocked on Elena's door without hesitation. She opened it already dressed to leave, keys in hand. So, she said softly. You heard. You didn't tell me. I didn't want to trap you into reacting, she replied. You deserve space. That's not what this is, I said. This feels like running. She studied me for a long moment, then stepped aside. Come in. This time, she didn't offer tea. I can't exist in half measures, she said. Not with you. And not around your mother. So the solution is to disappear. To remove temptation, she corrected. That assumes I'm powerless, I snapped. She softened instantly. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I might be. The honesty disarmed me. Elena, I said quietly, did you ever think about this before now? She looked away. I noticed you noticing me. That's all. And I ignored it, she said. Until ignoring it felt dishonest. Silence pressed in again. I don't want you to leave because of me, I said. She met my eyes. Then what do you want? The question wasn't seductive. It wasn't teasing. It was dangerous because it was sincere. I want clarity, I said. Even if it hurts. Elena nodded once. Then here it is. She stepped closer, not touching, not crossing that final line. I'm attracted to you, she said. Not because you're young. Not because it's forbidden. But because you see me as something more than who I've been allowed to be. My throat tightened. But I won't act on it, she continued. Not while your mother exists in the middle of this. That hurt more than I expected. So that's it? I asked. No, she said softly. That's the boundary. I laughed humorlessly. Funny. I don't remember us drawing it. Some lines only appear when you're about to cross them. The night everything cracked open was the night my mom found the photo. She was holding it when I walked into the living room, an old picture of Elena and me, but not the one on the shelf. This one was newer, recent. You want to explain this? My mom asked quietly. I felt the blood drain from my face. Elena stood frozen near the doorway. I didn't plan for this, she said immediately. I swear. My mom's laugh was sharp. That's always the problem. The room filled with years of unspoken tension, of gratitude, resentment, dependence. You were supposed to be safe, my mom said to her. For both of us. I never touched him, Elena replied. I never crossed that line. But you wanted to, my mom said. Elena didn't deny it. That was worse. I stepped forward. This isn't just on her. My mom turned to me, stunned. You don't understand. I do, I said. More than you think. Silence followed. Finally, my mom spoke. I need time. Elena nodded. So do I. She looked at me one last time, not longing, not regretful. Resolved. I meant what I said, she told me. Some things don't need to be acted on to be real. Then she left. The door closed. Not locked, but final. That night, lying awake, I realized something unsettling. Some relationships don't end with a choice. They end with restraint. And sometimes, that's the most dangerous kind of intimacy.